So we plan to have children for the fact.
Look at this guy. A few weeks later, Annie lost her baby. This happened to us several times too. It doesn't mean it's gonna work. So here's a woman, clearly with one child, right? She used a male donor. Raise your hand if you want to use a male donor. Been on hiatus for a bit. I thought I'd come back and do some reaction videos. I saw this movie called Birthgap. My wife suggested it to me. And I noticed there was a lot of really compelling testimonies from women of all ages. And I thought I'd just do a little bit of reacting to that. And we'll go from there.
Same page.
Has he answered you yet?
He did not actually.
Why not ask now?
Yeah, yes. So we plan to have children for the fact.
Look at this guy. Ladies, if you're dating a guy like this, look at this guy. He's in Thailand. He's half her age. They've been together 4 years, I think she said. He's bumming around with her. He's taking advantage of her. His hands are all wrapped up. He's probably a Muay Thai guy. Look at his fancy weirdo haircut. He's probably a Muay Thai guy, right? He's in Thailand. He's a fucking tourist. He doesn't take her seriously. She's a meal ticket. Get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. Unbelievable. And it's her fault. It's her fault for being with him too.
I want at least 5 kids, yes.
Oh, yeah. Look at her. She knows it's a joke.
My husband being...
Either that or it's not a joke and he just doesn't want to have them with you. Right? This guy's a smartass.
ridiculous about that because I am the age delay. You see, I am 44. And then to my friend.
Same woman from earlier. Look at him. He's like, I'm out of here.
You know, he's saying this 5 kids later. I think it's a joke. I feel like I'm a cow. If I like him, please to part one.
One's enough.
These poor women.
Me, yes, yes.
Well, best of luck to you both.
And our cultural script, which says, you know, sometime around the age of 30, Mr. Magical Amazing will pop up.
Nope. Women and men, there's no special one person for you. There are literally hundreds of thousands or millions of people that you could be with. There's no one special person, okay? Get that idea out of your head. It doesn't work. It's not real. It's an apparition. It's a fantasy. It's Disney nonsense. Find someone that checks off most of the major boxes, call it a day, and get started. Don't wait. It's gonna be too late before you know it.
I think it is a mistake. If you wait until you're 28 or 30 to find a partner, well, you've got 5 less years of your fertility to recover from bad dating mistakes. Already a bad idea. My wife was 28 when she met me, 28. And we didn't realize she had fertility problems until she was like 34. Okay, it takes a while to find out that you've got some fertility problems. It takes a while. You don't just know right off the bat. The doctors didn't know. They thought she was fine.
Después de mi divorcio, es el punto. No ha habido
That's the point. There hasn't been a relationship significant enough for me to become a mother.
De ser madre. Porque además,
because during the past 5 years, I had to focus on rebuilding everything.
Can I ask if you've given up on the idea of becoming a mother one day?
And there it is, folks. This could be you. This could be you. Don't let this be you. Look at this poor woman. Things didn't go the way she expected them to. And now it's too late. It's too late. Time doesn't care. Nobody's going to save you. You have to make it happen.
Sí, estoy considerando.
I'm considering a male donor. I'm considering a male donor.
If I had a magic wand, what would I change? I would have done it earlier. I would have had...
Yeah. So here's a woman, clearly with one child, right? She used a male donor. Raise your hand if you want to use a male donor. Raise your hand if you don't want to get married to a loving husband and raise your children together as a team. Raise your hand if that's what you want, right? You want to be a donor? She doesn't seem happy with this decision. I'm sure she loves that kid to death. She would have done it differently, and so would have I.
Had children in my 30s. I think I'm lucky conceiving in my early 40s. So a lot of women do leave it late and, you know, they're not as fortunate as I was. And I would have liked a bigger family. I think it would have been lovely for my son to have had siblings. It's easy to say now, but yes, I think I should have done it earlier.
I was 40 at the time when I started IVF treatments. I had my first transfer, so they do an embryo transfer, and that was on July 31st, and it was successful.
This is a big one. This is a big one. It's too early to tell if it was successful. Okay, you don't know until 12 weeks. You just don't know. You don't know if your embryo successfully transferred until 12 weeks. We should find out where it went from there. What do you think?
It was 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Well, but they give you these statistics. They say at 41, there's all these complications, and so I'm cautiously optimistic.
A few weeks later, Annie lost her baby. This happened to us several times too. There's already a lot going wrong when you get to the point where you're at fertility clinic. You can't assume things are going to go well. We had 2 more miscarriages before our son finally, before his implantation actually took. Okay? It was a harrowing experience. All the miscarriages before that, and the 2 at the fertility clinic, I'm not even sure exactly how many there were. I think there was probably a total of 6. And I think about each one of them.
Claro, yo lo que más quería era tener muchos hijos.
I wanted more than anything to have more children. A big regret is not having them younger.
No haber adelantado, el haber postergado. Y claro, yo creo que es de este grupo también de mujeres que fuimos tardíamente mamás, porque cuando quise tener más hijos ya no pude.
She couldn't get pregnant again, had the same fertility problems.
Pero el arrepentimiento es tan grande después que
The
uno
regret I
piensa
felt
que
was so big I had to
también lo
do
tiene que
something
hacer por el
for
otro.
others.
O sea, sí, yo estoy muy arrepentida.
In my case, I regret it deeply. She does not look happy with this.
My thinking right now.
Here's that woman
for
from
having
before, the
children
sad-looking
is
one.
We are looking into the adoption process.
Oh, remember this sort of look of bewilderment that this woman had earlier? She's looking into the adoption process, folks. And what a lot of people don't realize is that there are 30 households waiting to adopt every child that's available for adoption. You are not going to get to adopt a child unless you are outrageously exceptional in some way. If you are not outrageously exceptional as a human being, and you don't have an amazingly put together household and wonderful income and a stable job, and likely you're going to have a stable long-term relationship, you're probably not going to be able to adopt. Do not look at this as a fallback option. Everybody thinks there's all these unwanted babies floating around. We have a fertility crisis. There's no extra babies. They're all either getting aborted or there's just not enough of them to go around. You're not going to get to adopt a baby. Get this idea out of your head.
In the US, Europe, and Latin America, people planning to adopt was a common story.
I want kids, even if I don't meet somebody, I'm probably going to adopt a kid.
I've also been fascinated with the idea of adoption.
Nope.
Hands down, 100% I'm going to adopt.
Nope, you're
Não, a
not.
gente nunca nem pensou que eu
I'm
posso
not worried
ter
if I have
problema para
problems getting
engravidar,
pregnant
e
in
eu
the
acho que
future.
se tiver, não seria problema
I
pra
would
gente.
simply adopt. No, you won't simply adopt. No, you will not. And if you do, there will be nothing simply about it. It's invasive. They're going to check you out. You're going to have to prove yourself. You do not want to go through that process if you don't have to. And, you know, God bless these orphans. At the very least, they have an amazing amount of high quality, high level families to go to. So at the very least, we know that they'll probably be okay. Good for them, right?
Adotar uma criança.
For every infant that's available for adoption in the US through the domestic infant adoption system, there are approximately 30 families.
And there it is, folks, 30 families. Are you a 1 out of 30 family? Is that you? Maybe you think you are. Are they going to think you are? Are they going to think you're a 1 out of 30 family? Probably not.
Hoping to adopt that infant. So you can just do the math. That's way more of a demand for an adoptable infant than there are babies available.
And if we adopt children, they might not be infants. They'll probably be older children, you know, maybe 8 years old.
People have these grandiose plans like, I'm going to adopt a Chinese baby and he's going to be 8 years old. And maybe we'll adopt his sister too. Maybe we'll adopt, it's like, I'll have my pick of the litter. It's unbelievable that people think that they can do this.
Meanwhile, international adoption is getting harder and harder as more and more countries look after their own orphan children.
I tried to do.
Yeah. And I just said something about adopting a Chinese baby earlier. I think there was even a movie about that. When I was younger, there was a movie about a young man that wanted to adopt a Chinese baby. And he finally got his Chinese baby. That probably wasn't even a thing back then either. That was probably complete nonsense. But anyway, going through all these accounts, these personal accounts and these stories, seeing the grief on the faces of the women, seeing what it's done to them, how it's broken them, knowing that they're going to be alone. It's really sad what they're going through, and that could be you. And to see these young women still thinking, the older women who are sad are not talking to the younger women. We got to talk to each other, people. I'm trying to talk to you. Don't do this. Have kids now. Don't wait. It's not a good idea. It doesn't work. You're out of sync with the natural order. You don't get to tell nature what you want to do. Nature tells you what it wants you to do. Anyway, this has been an interesting process watching these. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm putting a link to the movie below. I suggest you watch the entire movie, Birthgap. It said to start conversations in your own communities. That's what I'm trying to do with this. Like and subscribe and donate to the links below. And stay safe, kids. Have fun out there.